Next guy we want to talk about, Deke was also excited about this guy as well, ladies and gentlemen. I always enjoy
this guy.
I always enjoy when Deke gets excited.
We have to.
James Houston, DN linebacker, number 41 out of Jackson State, former Florida Gator. And then after his time at Florida, he went to Jackson State. Absolutely, man. But I'll let you start with him because I know you like this dude a lot. My man Deke was like, yo, he's the one.
He's the next Micah Parsons.
It is. Talk about him.
He's the next Lawrence Taylor. He's the next Von Miller. What's not to like? And we might be able to get him in like the 3rd or 4th round.
Yeah.
We need to draft him. No, but I do like his story, though.
Yeah.
And I think this is why he was really successful, or even why he's really intriguing. Like, he excelled as a pass rusher last year at Jackson State, 16.5 sacks, and balled out in, like, their championship game, was a big part of the momentum change as to why they won. But he started his career with Florida. Like, he's like a borderline role guy at, was it inside line? What do they run, a 4-3? So was he the
I don't know what they run, actually.
Linebacker in a 4-3, but he was like
basically
like an inside linebacker if he was in the Steelers system at a 3-4 for Florida, and didn't really have a role there. Didn't have like that much production for his first 3 seasons. Then transfers to Jackson State, and then just gets 16.5 sacks as an edge rusher, and is doing things that has Deion Sanders comparing him to Micah Parsons, that has others like on just mock draft sites comparing him to like Von Miller because of his bend, and also Lawrence Taylor. Like it's crazy, man. I really like his story, but he looks good, bro. And like he was balling out. It wasn't the Senior Bowl. What was it? Like the Shriners Bowl?
East West Shrine Bowl. Yeah, East West Shrine Bowl.
The NFLPA Bowl, where he was playing that inside linebacker. They had him moving all over the place. It looked like he was good in coverage. He had some of that stuff from Florida State, where he was able to cover down the field, move pretty well. But then when they put him on the edge, he was toasting the tackle.
Yes.
So
100%.
I like this dude. I don't know where they have him. It feels like because of the small school and then the limited productivity throughout his whole career might hold him back a little bit.
Right.
But I mean, right off the bat, he jumps off the screen as an edge. He really does.
Yeah. Well, like you said, man, the 16.5 sacks, man, at Jackson State this past season, it jumped off. At times, it looked gory. Watching him just fillet these tackles, man, I was like, yo, this dude, I don't know where they found him. But then when I found he was a transfer, I was like, oh, he looks like an SEC athlete playing against HBCU talent. And it jumped off the screen, man. But I would also say this, man, even when I went back and watched his tape from Florida, I thought that he had a natural nose for the ball. His ability to play against the run, he was super physical downhill and could blitz at an extremely high level. To me, those are a lot of things that made him intriguing to me. Now, what he struggled with was coverage, and that was part of the reason why it ended, in terms of him not continuing to have a role that he wanted while he was at Florida, just because that part, right? He really, in terms of just understanding leverage, understanding, moving his feet, playing in space, he struggled with that then. But what I will say is this: at the Shrine Bowl, watching him in practice, he covered well. Watching him in the game, he should have had a pick. He dropped it, but it was a PBU, so you still give him a that boy.
Interference too, right?
Yeah, he's like that boy, but it's like, well, you got to catch that, man. That's a pick, bro. But as a whole, man, I just think that his rush ability is what jumps off the screen to me. Like I said, his get off is crazy. His bend is crazy. His hand usage, and I like the fact he has a rush plan. He puts moves together. He rushes and puts them in sequence. It's like, okay, if this isn't here, well, now I'm going to flow to this. If that's not down, now I'm going to flow to that. He never gets stymied or stuck in one place versus an offensive lineman. And like I said, that was him just at Jackson State. But then you watch him at the East-West Shrine game, and it's like, man, now he's going up against bigger body tackles. Now he's going up against more legitimate competition, so to speak. And even with that, he still was doing what?
He was cooking them.
He was cooking them. And that was, for me, the difference. That was for me where I was like, okay, I had my concerns, but now they're easing a little bit. Now, he's still on the smaller side. I think he's, 6'1", about 225, 230. But I don't mind even if you put another 5 pounds on him, and that makes him a little bit sturdier against the run, because I think that his burst is so good, it's not going to affect him. You know what I mean? So, because I don't want him off ball. I think that playing him off ball would be a disservice unless you give him the Vince Williams treatment. heavy versus the run, and then you blitz him.
They had him playing off ball here and there in those senior games and stuff.
Right.
And he looked He looked fine. But that's not his role. No way.
That's not his role, man.
Perfect edge in 3-4.
He'd be your third rusher. Think about that, man. If he's your third rusher, dude, like, that's legit. He's coming in with some gas. And that's the part that I like, man. Like, he's a straight flamethrower. But like I said, it's still a little difficult for me when I'm trying to evaluate him, just because the majority of his awesome tape is against HBCU talent. And even though we saw him play well at the Shrine Bowl, it was still, in a condensed setting. Limited. Right, you're not getting
only
60
one
snaps.
Season as an edge rusher too.
Right, so that's my part. So granted, 16 and a half is elite. Like, trust me, I never had 16 and a half sacks at any stage, in terms of collegiately. And I was a player of the year for the whole FCS, but I never had 16 and a half. Like, that's some major cooking right there, man. But like I said, just trying to evaluate the level of competition that he's playing against. Can he do that at the next level? That's the part for me where I'm just like, I'm not 100% sure just yet, man.
That's what could make him a steal, though. I mean, if he could drop into that 4th round range, or even drop you won 6th round. I don't know where he's looking to go right now, because I think the range is pretty wide.
I could see him anywhere between the 4th and the 7th, just because it's like the tape is real, but the competition makes you question it. But he's outside. But at the same time, he's not prototypical size outside linebacker either. But he also would give you special teams value. So he's very versatile. He brings a lot to the table. It really just depends on how you want to utilize him and when you want to take a chance on him. But if you truly believe that he could be the guy, then why wait to the 5th? You can get him in the 4th, get him in the 4th. But if you feel like you can get him in the 5th, well, get him then. But as a whole, man, I just think that he's super intriguing because of what he was able to do at Jackson State, along with when he went to the East-West Shrine game.
Because if those are the only negatives in terms of competition, hasn't been in the edge rule for his whole time in his college career.
Yep.
Like, am I wrong? Are those the only negatives right now? And then we're talking about coverage. You wouldn't really have him doing that as a 3-4 edge.
Right. You're going to be buzz. That would just be buzz drop. Yeah, go buzz drop under number 1. You're going to play outside leverage and quarters. You're going to have an inside guy to help you. If it's cover 1, you're going anyways. If it's cover 2, shoot, you're still going to be going, because the way we play cover 2 in Pittsburgh, we don't really ask our outside guys to do anything special. Yeah. And like cover 6 is going to play the same way as 4. Outside leverage. Just stay, like I said, make sure you keep your leverage, staying outside out of it. You don't have the vertical carry. Get hands on them within 5, move your feet, shuffle. Like, you can teach that. You can coach that up. And I think that he's athletic enough to do that part without a doubt, man.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, he should excel in that, actually. If that's the rule where it's just minimal coverage as the 3-4 edge, that's just icing on the cake. And he should be good with that due to his history as the off-ball linebacker, as you mentioned. I like
we said, dude. And remember,
he could be the Melvin Ingram,
right?
Melvin Ingram for us that he should have been last year,
right? And this is an SEC caliber athlete. Also, remember that it's not like he was at some small school predominantly, and we're asking, can he do it? It's like, no, he already has tape at Florida where he shows the athletic ability. He already has tape at Florida where he was making plays. It was just they looked like they used him wrong, and that's the part where it's like, all right. Maybe we could change that.
Coach in Jackson State? He should get some props, right?
Man, I think I heard this guy's like the greatest corner of all time.
Oh man, where's Philo at?
I heard he's the greatest corner of all time. Yeah.